clicked.
Good button click.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I need positive reinforcement.
We all do, Corbin. It's okay.
We all gotta support each other. I hear beeps.
Okay. Well, so are we all set?
Yeah. Jordan, are you going first this time, or?
Yeah, I said I'd go first. Were you not paying attention?
No, I wasn't. That was probably when
Corbin.
I'm sorry.
God damn it. I retract what I said earlier about your button clicking.
Oh, how dare you? I'm kicking you off the call.
Don't do that.
I won't. I'm not that mean. Okay, and who's gonna say the thing about the notch? Should I do that, or do you want to do that, Ryan?
You can do that. You can explain your creation.
Okay, I'm just gonna talk about it for like 30 seconds because we're gonna go back to the Twitch shilling after like 3 topics.
Okay.
So I don't want to overdo it.
Okay. Welcome to the Android Police Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Whitwam.
I'm Cody Toombs.
I'm Jordan Palmer.
And I'm Corbin Davenport.
And this week we're going to talk about all sorts of stuff, some Verizon stuff, and OnePlus stuff, and Google stuff. But first, we have a notch-related announcement.
Yeah, so a bunch of people asked us, well, not a bunch, a couple people asked us to make an animation for when someone subscribes to us on Twitch. So now, if you subscribe, a giant notch appears on the top of the stream, a giant Pixel 3 XL notch, because all of you have told us in the comments how much you love the Pixel 3's notch. Yeah. So
yeah, it's a pretty good animation. So I mean, if there's anybody watching right now who wants to subscribe, just to demonstrate the notch, I think that would be a good idea. Like, you should do it right. You should do it right now. Do we have a way of knowing if they do this, by the way?
Should pop up in chat.
Yeah, it'll say in chat.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull it up on my phone too because I want to see it too.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna probably not continue the show until somebody subscribes so that we can see the notch. I think everybody should see it. So I know we're just gonna sit here and wait.
Nobody?
No.
No.
I mean, that's
what's wrong with you people?
I mean, it's free, by the way. If you have Amazon Prime, you know, it's a free subscription.
It's a free notch.
I don't know why you guys are being like this. All right, fine. Corbin, can you just like manually do it so everybody sees?
Yeah.
It's pretty great. Okay. If you're watching the stream, you should see this.
Test up. Boom. I think it's gonna do it.
This
hey, I see it.
I click.
There we go.
Okay.
Aha.
Oh yeah, there's just a crazy lag.
Okay. So that's what'll happen if you subscribe to the podcast, and you should do it because it's everybody loves notches, especially big ones.
Especially Android Police readers.
All right, so we got the notch out of the way, but you know, hopefully we'll see that a lot this show. Okay, and now on to actual important news. So Google is going to start mandating security updates for phones. 2 years of them, apparently, but not for all phones, just for popular phones.
Was it only for?
Yes.
No.
It is. It's supposed to only be for popular phones, right? Didn't it? Didn't they? Hold on.
That's not what our article says.
Hold on. I might have to.
Directly into the OEM contracts. Yeah, we're prepared tonight. Let's see.
It's Google requires makers of Android phones and tablets to release at 4 security updates in the first year a device is on sale, as well as an unspecified number.
Here's the situation. I need to have words with Scott, because the source article, right? The Verge got a look at this contract, and they said the terms cover any device launched after January 31st that has been activated by at least 100,000 users.
Oh.
So that's what they mean by popular.
Scott's fired.
Yeah, Scott's fired. Although it's January 31st, 2018, so already in effect. I thought it was this coming January. But yes. So popular phones. Apparently they started kind of enforcing this over the summer, but not like all phones. Like 75% of an OEM's important phones were required to get updates, but now it's going to be like all of them. Okay, no, wait. Yeah, so January 31st of next year is when they start requiring like 100% of popular phones to get this. So yeah, so they have to get 4 updates in the first year, and then they have to get update support through the second year. And also somebody just subscribed, so we have a notch. Did we get the notch?
I believe we did.
Pecanair, who just subscribed and gave us a notch. That's pretty great. I hear that he's actually a very nice and handsome person, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so January 31st of this coming year, all popular phones will have to get this, but there's no rule about how many updates they get in the second year. They just have to get some sort of update support. But the updates do have to be less than 90 days old. So they can't like roll out a security patch that should have been out 6 months ago and be like, here's our update. It's done now.
Oh, so like Asus
and Samsung.
Samsung and LG.
So everyone does
almost all of them. Huawei.
Yeah. I know that's the favorite. Now, it is kind of interesting that honestly, 100,000 activations isn't really that many for a phone that's being sold. Like, not even globally.
You say that, but imagine how HTC feels.
Essential doesn't need to do this. They're not covered by this rule. But I mean, it's gonna basically, it's like if you've heard of the company, odds are that all of the phones they sell will be covered by this.
Yeah.
Is
the Pixel covered by this? Maybe.
Well, Google already promises to do monthly updates for that, so I think it's fine.
All right.
Also, this has nothing to do with system updates. You're not guaranteed to get a new version of Android. This is only security patches, which, I mean, arguably that's more important in the long run. Like, it's nice to get new features. Everybody likes that. But at the same time, sometimes that breaks stuff, and it's better to have a phone that is patched and isn't going to be a giant, like, a security nightmare for all your data.
Yeah.
And also unrelated, but Algar Blandum also subscribed, and that is fantastic. He's a nice guy with a weird name.
Hope you liked the notch.
Yeah, if you guys could choose easier to pronounce usernames, that would actually be great.
Yeah, and also let us know what kind of animation you want to see when you give bits, because I can do that too.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so I could have a lot of notches.
Oh, jeez. We could have a different notch style. You can do like a water drop notch for the bits, although that would be kind of hard to fit anything in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, security updates. That's good and everything. Fun. Anybody else? Anybody have anything else to say about that?
In a very, very small way, I do kind of wonder if this could lead to a few OEMs maybe not wanting to do as many phones. I know it's a long shot, but I feel like there's this edge case where there's going to be a few like really cheap phones that they know are not going to sell super well, but they were still making
they're going to sell like 100,001 units.
Pretty much. And they might be like, you know what? It's just not worth it anymore on this phone.
I mean,
I don't think that's going to matter on any phone we would care about.
Or they could just they could make fewer phones so that they can have the resources to focus on like
Ryan.
Well, most of them already should make fewer phones.
Ryan, you don't understand. Blue would physically cease to exist if they didn't make 20 phones a year.
I actually kind of believe that, because they don't really develop those phones themselves. They're co-developed with other companies, so they're like we're going to release all the phones we possibly can and support none of them. That's their
Well, they claim to be changing that.
I guess
I don't believe them.
That's to be seen.
Actually, and to some extent, that might also break that kind of business model in general. The have somebody else make a phone for you, and then you like white label it and add a little bit of your own junk. Because now, if you have to support it, you're going to have to keep going back to that original company and telling them, "Hey, we need you to make like updates," and a lot of those don't do that.
Yeah. And I also am really curious if Google will actually enforce this, because if Google isn't constantly checking up on this, this wouldn't be good.
Don't the updates still have to go through Google?
No, not that I know of, because I think they just grab it from AOSP.
Well, no. For certification purposes, don't they still have to repass CTA each time?
Not for security patches, I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess maybe not. Okay, anyway,
they're pretty. I mean, they're pretty minor. Like a lot of these are just a couple patched files within the massive Android system. I mean, it could be. I haven't read the 1,000-page Bible that is the licensing for Android.
I mean, if anybody here is going to do it, it should be you. So.
Oh no.
Probably
no,
get on that.
No, thank you.
Okay, well, you're fired then.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to talk about the OnePlus 6T, which is going to probably it's going to be out soon. They're going to announce it in a couple of days, and apparently, it'll work on Verizon.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So this comes from Sasha Segan over PC Mag. Who has spoken with people. So with the original story, he heard that OnePlus was trying to get Verizon certification. And then a couple days later, we updated to say that he had apparently heard from several sources that they had passed certification. So that means you'll be able to buy a OnePlus 6T and just go into Verizon stores. I would like to activate this phone on like you could have like a new account, or if you already have an activated SIM, you could just drop it in your phone and it'll work. So yeah, I mean, and the phone won't have a CDMA radio, so it's going to be all LTE, which is something that currently, if you buy a phone from Verizon directly, it still has a CDMA radio. But
it's the future they're pushing for,
right? I mean, phones don't even really need the CDMA radios anymore because Verizon's LTE covers more areas and has better penetration through buildings than CDMA. Like, I don't know what situation you'd be in where you would have better CDMA signal than LTE anymore. So
there's probably some rural area where
a lot of rural areas. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. When I go to, actually, funny, we should bring this up because I'm going down to South Georgia this weekend. And last time I was there, I got 1 bar on 3G on Verizon. So that's an area. Now, granted, almost no one lives there, so I don't think that's much.
I mean, Verizon's entire 3G footprint is overlaid with LTE now, so I mean, you should get some sort of LTE signal there. Maybe it's just like bad, but I don't think there's any Verizon service area that doesn't have LTE. Or
that might be
like
right
or something.
That might be more of a formality map as opposed to like real actual performance.
Yeah, maybe. Well, but at any rate, I think pretty much everywhere you're going to go with a 6T, if it works on Verizon, you should be fine. You'll get voice over LTE and you'll have LTE data and it'll be fine. But
that's super exciting if the 6T does have it, because
that'll be a big selling point for people.
Huge selling point. Yeah. Even if even if it's not sold in Verizon stores, it will help it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be one of the most competitive Verizon phones you can buy because it'll probably be like, I'm assuming it'll be under $600, and it'll have pretty good specs, and you'll be able to just buy it and activate it on Verizon.
Yeah, it is a little bit disappointing that it doesn't have any CDMA support, because when I saw that it would work with Verizon, I was like, oh, so maybe it could work on Project Fi. Because
well, even if you have a phone that has CDMA radios but isn't Fi certified, I think it still just runs on T-Mobile.
Right? Yeah, it defaults to T-Mobile.
Yeah. If it doesn't have like the Fi integration, like it's not going to know how to switch.
But you struggle with text unless you use Hangouts.
Yeah, there's a lot of
problems if you don't use a Fi certified phone.
Yeah.
But it would have been interesting to see this on Project Fi. Now, actually, I wonder if that would ever really happen, because that would kind of undermine the value of Google's Pixel phones on Fi.
Well, they have other phones you can buy on Fi now.
But
you can buy
they're all
LG
garbage.
phones and
They're all garbage,
G7's not
Ryan.
a bad phone.
they're not. I mean, they're expensive.
They're
I
okay.
think. What they are.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore because they'll take like $500 off.
Well, to sum it, you kind of have to ask the question: Does Project Fi itself serve to sell Pixel phones, or is selling Pixel phones just a aspect of Project Fi, and they should be selling whatever they can? Because whichever one of those takes priority really determines whether or not the phone should be there.
I think definitely the first couple years, it was definitely to sell Nexus and Pixel phones. But now it's really hard to tell. It seemed like over the past year, it's becoming more and more general purpose. Like I see Twitter ads for Project Fi all the time now. Like Google's actually advertising this to normal people, and they're selling obviously more than just Google phones on there now.
I mean, Project Fi is pretty great when you're traveling internationally, and the rest of the time, I kind of don't get it.
I really don't like it domestically.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're gonna like travel to like any country that has LTE, Project Fi is such a fantastic deal. But like in the US, it's just kind of like, okay. I mean, like best case scenario, you're on T-Mobile and you have like lower priority than actual T-Mobile subscribers. So, I mean, that's not a great situation to be in.
Yeah, I don't mind it because there's not enough people living here where I get deprioritized on anyone's network. Like I get 60 and 70 megabit on both T-Mobile and Sprint around here.
If I even get a signal out here.
Jordan's living in the boonies.
Yeah, I'm pretty rural right now.
Hey, my perspective is all kinds of weird because for me, U.S. Cellular is the most most powerful one in this area. So
wow,
that's when you know you live in the middle of nowhere. Is U.S. Cell has the best signal?
No, actually, what it really is Sprint just hates this area for whatever reason, and T-Mobile gave up on this area like a decade ago. So it just happens.
I think in a lot of the Pacific Northwest, T-Mobile just lacks good licenses, so their coverage out there is pretty bad.
It is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what else is pretty bad? This HTC blockchain phone. I'm just guessing. I haven't used it. I just think it's pretty bad because it's an HTC phone that frankly looks like the U12 Plus.
It's the U12 Plus with some stickers behind the glass.
So the U12. So no, look, the U12 Plus they had a transparent back version of it, but it was like who cares because there was nothing important to see back there. This phone in the graphics, they have all this fancy looking stuff under the glass, kind of like that. Was that a Xiaomi phone?
The Mi 8 Explorer.
So kind of like that, where they're like, hey, there's all this cool stuff right under the glass. I don't believe it's actually the important stuff in the phone. It's if the phone that you can buy actually looks anything like that, it will be all fake stuff under the glass that's just supposed to look cool. Mm-hmm. But the specs and the overall design of the phone it just looks exactly like the U12 Plus, but it is actually it's the Exodus one is what this phone actually is. It's got the blockchain inside. It's all about the cryptos, so that means you should buy it because crypto, I guess.
Buy it with your crypto
because that hasn't died off yet.
You can only buy it with cryptocurrency. So like
0.15 bitcoins.
Yeah, it's an almost $1,000 phone at current exchange rates.
Now it costs 900. Wait, now it's 1,200.
Yeah, but I mean, it's more expensive than the U12 Plus, which seems crazy because I think it is the exact same piece of hardware. Because look, the Snapdragon 845 has the necessary hardware for a secure enclave, which is like the entire reason for this phone to exist. It's like they're just doing whatever software stuff they need to do to make that act as your crypto wallet thing, and whatever software tweaks they need on the Android side to make that stuff accessible. That I think is the only thing that's different about this piece of hardware. In fact, if you look at the renders that they posted, it even has like the same like patterning on the power button on the side, which is on the U12 Plus, of course, not a real button. So I feel like this phone is also going to have not real buttons.
We all know how David feels about those.
But they were so bad. They were so bad. It's like the button experience on a phone I've ever had. I mean, if you screw up a button, that's like how is that even?
What do you expect?
Something that you would? No. I mean, that the phone has all sorts of problems. You can't even get the buttons right, and I feel like this is going to be the same deal.
For what it's worth, Apple screwed up holding a phone. So
yeah. And they screwed up buttons.
Well, actually, I guess they did.
They did it. They did the fake home button on the last few iPhones.
Yeah, but I mean, well, their buttons
didn't work.
Yeah,
their
that's
buttons
true.
Mostly worked, and the buttons on the U12 Plus worked like 75% of the time. Which give me a break. It's a button. You press it, it should do a thing like pretty much every time.
Yep.
But okay, we're not technically talking about the U12 Plus. We're talking about the Exodus 1, which might have real buttons. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they went out.
But if you look at that render, the buttons aren't really raised.
Well, so they were raised on the U12 Plus slightly. They're just like nubs, you know?
Yeah, like doesn't look like there's enough travel room there for it to be an actual button.
Yeah. So it's I don't know.
But it's a render, so I don't know.
But I guess HTC is like they're really going to release this. They say it's going to ship in December. I can't imagine they're going to sell very many.
They're going to sell maybe 100.
I don't know.
They're not going to qualify for that security mandatory security.
People who are like really into crypto stuff, I can't even imagine them really wanting to like keep important things on the phone because, I mean, look, it's a phone. It's easy to break and lose. And HTC has this weird like social key sharing thing that they want people to use where you like distribute your keys to several contacts. And then if you lose your phone, you have to like call all of them or whatever and have them like, they have to like keep the HTC app installed so that they can send you back. It's like there are so many ways
that sounds
could
so
go
stupid.
Wrong. Why is this the way you've chosen to implement it? There's so many problems.
And
why do this at all?
But if they did this a year ago, this would have made at least some sense, because that's when this craze was.
Exactly. A year ago, if they had released this phone, I think it would have sold in appreciable numbers because everybody was like crazy for crypto. It was
and that's the thing. This exists for one reason: the Bitcoin subreddit. This is there to take advantage of anyone that just needs anything and everything to do with blockchains, crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or was Ethereum even the other
or crypto kitties? Come on,
yeah.
Where do you like? Where do you save your crypto kitties? Like what? Like in the cloud? Like a goober? No, you're supposed to keep them securely, locally on your phone, only your phone, because you don't want anybody to steal your crypto kitties. Like, I mean, those are worth some real fake money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is just it's all gimmicks, which, you know, hey, if that's working for HTC, good for them.
I mean, I don't think it is.
I just have trouble imagining it's working.
Don't think it is.
Yeah, so I just out of curiosity, I went to the Bitcoin subreddit to see if those people are excited for this phone, and most of them are complaining that either it's too expensive or HTC doesn't have enough details about the specs.
I mean, look,
they're thinking about buying it.
The net worth of everybody on that subreddit has gone down by like 70% in the last 8 months. So like, they can't afford to be buying $1,000 phones.
No, I know.
Also, you know what subreddit is really good is Buttcoin, which makes fun of Bitcoin. It's great. Everybody should definitely go check that out.
So HTC should make a Buttcoin phone.
They should. I would buy a Buttcoin phone.
Okay, let's be honest. At this point, they should probably be aiming for Dogecoin.
Yeah, the one true currency.
Yep. Coinye. They should definitely be doing the coinye. Boy, the last couple of years have been pretty weird. All right.
No kidding. This whole decade's been weird.
Let's just wipe the slate. No, let's just be done with this phone. I think we've given it sufficient coverage.
Okay,
I think we're all just going to forget about it.
One quick note that's semi-related. I wonder if this is the first of several U12 redressings that we'll see from HEC. I wonder if they're going to do what
like they're
LG's
going to
doing.
V30 it.
Yeah, they're going to
That would be-
V30 it. We're going to get like
They do
5
have.
more.
I'm sure
U12s.
they have a lot of unsold U12 plus hardware they can do that with. I guess we'll see how long they survive.
Yeah, just do what LG did and take all of them back, put another RAM stick in there, and sell it again.
Put another RAM, just drop it in.
Yeah,
it's like you just put it in the SIM card slot. You just.
You see the Exodus 1. I mean, it's right behind the glass. You could just take the back off and put it in.
Yeah. They just leave a slot.
they take
up in dim slot.
They take the sticker off and put a new sticker on.
Oh yeah, they're gonna sell 32 gigabyte stickers.
Yeah,
it's kind of like stickers for cars. You get extra RAM.
Yeah.
So you get extra horsepower.
Can I get the phone with racing stripes that makes it faster?
No, but you can get the phone with a spoiler. It's a little spoiler on top.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about Twitch, which I know we already talked about, but now we're going to actually shill our Twitch subscriptions. Did you know that Android Police is a Twitch affiliate? We are, and if you subscribe to Amazon Prime, you have a free Twitch subscription. It's completely free to you. It's not your money. It is Amazon's money that you can give to us by subscribing to the podcast. So just go to twitch.tv/Android Police, click the little subscribe drop down. You have to connect your Amazon account to Twitch, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but once you do it, it's done. And then every 30 days, you just renew your subscription. We keep getting that sweet, sweet Amazon money, and you don't have to pay anything. Also, when you subscribe, you get to see a notch on the screen, and it pops up over top of what we're doing. It's pretty great. Pretty great.
Yes, and if you subscribed when we first became an affiliate about a month ago, it's about time for you to subscribe again. So
don't let that lapse, or we're gonna have to stop doing the show forever and hate all of you.
Mm-hmm.
So renew your subscriptions and subscribe if you have not yet. You can also pay if you want to buy a subscription. Like, you don't pay for Amazon Prime. It's just a couple bucks. You can do that too if you want. But Amazon Prime free if you already got that. So you should do that. And thank you to Keelbot, who just subscribed while I was talking. That's always fun. So there's probably a notch on the screen. Yeah, everybody saw that. Pretty good stuff.
He was waiting for the animation.
Yeah.
Notch confirmed.
Okay. Notch confirmed. Excellent. All right. Let us continue onward and talk about the Pixel 3, which obviously, as everybody knows, is a buggy and just completely unacceptable phone that nobody should buy ever. It's the worst phone ever, probably, according to the internet.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah. So sometimes it doesn't save photos when you take them. That is unfortunate. Although not exactly unique. Google phones have been doing this intermittently for several years. And I would also like to point out that I have had Samsung phones doing this.
I have never had this happen through Nexus or Pixel phones.
I have not had a Pixel do it. But I do recall an instance about a year ago when my wife took a bunch of photos at a concert with a Samsung phone and none of them saved, and she was very upset.
So how do you trigger? How does it trigger in the first place?
Well, I mean,
what happens?
I mean, I think you just take photos and then you go to look at the photos and they didn't save. But Google now says that it is aware of this and it is going to roll out a fix that will apparently stop that from happening.
Several years in the making.
Yeah, Google said they're going to eventually push the update to all Pixels, so that's the 1, 2, and 3. And when this first became well known, I mean, for the Pixel 3, a bunch of people did chime in. They were like, "Whoa, this is happening on my Nexus 5X, and this is happening on my LG phone." So maybe this is an actual system problem in Android that hasn't been addressed until now. But
everybody does their own custom camera.
Could it be place services?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea what it could have been, honestly.
I don't think Play Services plugs into anything like that.
Well, if it's backing up to Google Photos.
Well, okay, but
Google Photos backs up to Google Photos.
Yeah, and this is technically it's Play Services that does the backup, but that's not important.
Of course it does.
But the problem here is that the camera is taking the picture and not saving the file to the device. So even if you're checking locally, it's not there. So this definitely has, well, not definitely, but it should not have anything to do with Google Photos or Play services. It should have everything to do with either the Android OS or the camera app itself.
And it predates Camera 2, right? Because when did Camera 2 hit?
That was
like
that was
4
like
years ago now.
2015, or wasn't it? Or 2014, maybe?
Because if it's affecting people on Nexus phones,
Well,
or
the
other
last
phones.
round of Nexus phones were in 2015.
Right.
But I don't know if it launched.
Also, and how updated are those? If they're updated all the way, it might again be more of an OS issue then.
And if we're honest, how many of those are still working? Probably like 10. I
actually have 2 functional Nexus 5Xs and a functional Nexus 6B.
Did you get
like
They
really
the thing is I don't use them, so they've been sitting in a drawer for most of the last few years. I just checked a few weeks ago; they were working.
I have a Nexus 4 not far from me that's still technically working, though the battery is puffy at this point. So
my Nexus 6 battery got puffy.
Yeah, that's what happened to my Moto 360. So that was
mine is
that's dark for something that's attached to your wrist. Floating.
You're gonna lose an arm.
I mean, it's better than a phone exploding in your pants. I mean, that's really a sensitive area too.
Wait,
guys.
which pocket? Front or back? Because back is a lot less.
I mean, like, frankly, I don't want anything exploding in my like torso crotch area. Like, anything in that vicinity needs to not be exploding.
I'm just saying, I could deal with losing a cheek a lot more easily than I could deal with losing a hand.
I mean,
between these two.
Anyway,
episode title.
Speaking of batteries and charging.
Yeah. So,
good transition.
Don't call out the segue. Don't call out the segue. What's the matter?
Well, you were just languishing there. I thought you missed it.
So, look, the Pixel Stand. We have a review of it on the site if you want to go and read that. When I wrote that, we did not know that there was all this nonsense around Google's wireless charging stuff in the Pixel 3. So here's the situation. If you buy the Pixel Stand, your Pixel 3 will charge at 10 watts, which is okay. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's slower than wired charging. But any other wireless charger will only work at 5 watts right now, which is misleading because when you put your Pixel 3 on a 5-watt charger, it still says charging rapidly, which I found very misleading because, you know, when I was testing the phone, I like put it on other chargers to make sure it still said that. But apparently it will only charge at 5 watts on those because Google has implemented this additional technology on top of the Qi standard. So when you put your phone on a Pixel Stand, that signal, that handshake that it does to identify the stand is also how it knows that it can do 10-watt charging. So that's like a proprietary Google thing. Google is going to license that technology to third parties. Belkin is making a charger that does that, but it's going to be $60, which is still pretty expensive. I mean, the Pixel Stand is $80.
Yeah, $20 more. You get the actual with the assistant UI.
Yeah, and it's just so dumb. It is so dumb, Google.
They're trying to get on that like MFI certification routine that Apple does.
Yeah, it's just
gotta get that sweet licensing money.
I would be less annoyed if the phone actually like differentiated between the two charging signals. Like calling 5-watt charging rapidly is either a serious dick move or a big oversight. I don't know which, but Google needs to address that. So yeah, I mean, so like there are 10-watt capable wireless chargers that you can buy on Amazon right now, but they won't charge the Pixel at 10 watts. So I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're really concerned and you want to be able to charge your phone rapidly without plugging it in, then maybe you want to buy the Pixel Stand. But I don't know. I don't think you should. I don't think you should give in to Google and you know, and buy that. I don't think you should give Google money for that because it's a dick move to be doing this.
Yeah, and honestly, this wouldn't really matter for me because where I would put the wireless charging stand is on my bedside while I'm sleeping, so I don't really care if it quick charges or not.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, or at my desk all day. Like
Yeah.
Personally, it's not a big deal for me. But
Yeah, I mean, if I need to like fast charge my phone, I still plug it in because it charges at 18 watts instead of 10. So yeah, I don't know. I think Google is just all over the map with this, and they need to like figure out what they're going to do. And I don't know. They should maybe like make the licensing free or something, or very cheap. Like just make sure it works, and then say, okay, build it. So yeah, they like
Yeah.
they should not be trying to push $60, $70, $80 chargers.
Just double check that it doesn't make the phone catch on fire, and you're all good. Just put it on Amazon.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's all you should really need to do.
Doesn't explode? That's good. You're good. Check off. Yeah.
Well, okay, so we've yelled at Google about that. Now we can yell at Razer.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, we don't need to yell at Razer. I guess we just need to have words. So the Razer Phone 2 is out. You can buy that, and it's like was it $700?
no,
$799.
$800 Razer for a phone that, I'm going to be completely honest here, not anywhere near as good as the Pixel, which is also $800. I can't imagine why you would buy this phone, but you can now. It has a 120 hertz screen, which is cool in theory, except that it really kind of ganks your battery. And most games don't actually run at 120 frames per second. Most of them are capped at 60. So the actual utility here is kind of questionable. Also, this phone is gigantic. Like this phone, like it's huge, and it is so uncomfortable to hold. I know. So of course, Rose actually wrote this review. She's not on the podcast to complain about it, but I think she would say many of the same things that I'm going to say. And that is like, come on, give me a break, Razer. This is too expensive. It is torturous to hold, and the screen is just kind of pointless. So, maybe don't sell this for $800. I'm just saying, maybe make it cheaper. That would be nice.
Because 64 gigs of storage for the base model?
Yeah.
Ooh, no, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, which is okay, but like it still doesn't last very long. It's okay. It's very average with the battery life. But something that is this big and heavy, I would expect, better than average.
And the camera still sucks.
The camera is not the best. It's sort of okay-ish. I think it's better than the last Razer phone. I will give them that.
Yeah.
But it's still not great.
The only other really standout feature is that it will soon work on Verizon. So that's a little bit of a benefit. But
again,
that is
the Pixel 3.
Yeah,
the Pixel 3 works on Verizon like natively. You can buy it from Verizon and it works, or you can buy the unlocked version and it works. So also, I don't know what is up with. So the back of the phone is glass now, so it has wireless charging. The last one was all metal. There is something about the glass that makes this phone so extra super fingerprinty. I don't even know.
Oh no!
It's like I was like, so like I took pictures for the review because Rose was actually out of town when we had to like post it. And like I wiped the phone down like so much before I took these pictures, and there are still like smears on the back.
Oh yeah, I can see them in the pictures.
It's so I don't know what I just don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
I had a phone that was when I reviewed like that. I'd clean it with a microfiber, and by the time I got from microfiber in my hand to where I was placing it to photograph it, it got dusty and smudgy.
You're like, we'll just Photoshop this out. It's fine.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but it has a glowing Razer logo though. I mean,
that's totally worth.
That's fun, I guess.
Totally
It's not. It is not going to enhance your smartphone using experience, but I mean, it is fun to play with.
Of course,
you can have it. It can light up to show you when you have notifications. Like if you're going to leave your phone face down, which I don't think most people do. But it can also like it can light up, like it can do like a full rainbow effect. You can pick the color, or you can have it base the color on the app you're using. Which again, you're not going to notice because you're looking at the front of the phone, and this logo is on the back. But
okay, if we're gonna say that we want to have the pixel light bar on a phone, we have to let Razer do this.
Oh, I'm fine with it.
Oh no, they can totally do it. I'm just
Does it
saying,
require? I have to ask. Does it require Chroma or Synapse?
Well, there's an app installed, a Chroma app that handles it.
Now, is it like the computer one where you have to have an internet connection to change your colors?
No, it's not as bad. It's not a like a 5 GB download to make the lights work like it is for a stupid Razer keyboard. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Razer keyboards are stupid.
Most Razer products are stupid.
And so like it's all pre-installed and it works fine. But it's like, the battery life is already kind of mediocre. And when you like crank the brightness up on that thing so that it actually like looks cool, it's not the best use of your battery. So the Razer Phone 2 is the thing. I don't think they're going to sell. Yes, gaming phones. I don't think they're going to sell more of these than they sold before. So I'll be interested to see if they do a third one.
And this still doesn't have a headphone jack.
It does not.
Which you'd think gaming phones of all things, because you're going to need to charge them if you're going to go for long term.
Yeah, that's frankly that's why the ROG phone is actually, I think, kind of the only phone that makes sense as a quote unquote gaming phone, because it has like 18 ports or something.
Yeah, I actually really like the Asus Republic of Gamers phone. Like that seems like the one gaming phone that actually has some tangible benefits over like an S9.
It's got the side port. You can plug in the accessories. You can plug in the accessory that gives you a headphone jack and a charger, and like it has the ultrasonic buttons. Like it's neat. I think it's over the top and people aren't going to buy it, but like I understand why it exists.
Yeah, and it's about the only Asus phone someone should buy.
I mean, I don't know about that yet. We'll find out. I think we'll be able to. I think we'll have a review of that in the not too distant future. So we will see if people should actually buy it. But I mean, I'm less skeptical of that than I am of the Razer phone. All right. And the Home Hub. We have a Home Hub review. This thing is, I think this thing is a good buy. It's only $150. And it's a pretty good smart display. It is not a good speaker, though. That is like the one like serious problem, is like it is not a good replacement for your regular Google Home if you use that thing for music, which is unfortunate.
Is it like a Home Mini speaker?
It sounds like a Home Mini, sort of, yeah. I would say it is a slightly louder Home Mini.
I mean, I want one.
I mean, it's pretty cool. So the display, it's only like a 600p display, but like from the distance that you're usually standing, I think it's fine for this.
It's not for multimedia consumption,
right? So like,
well, it can do that because
it can
you can cast video to it if you really want to.
Like if you're watching a recipe video on YouTube or something.
Yeah, I think that's the only kind of video that people are really gonna watch. So it has a light sensor on the front. There's no camera. Which I guess Google was like, they don't want to be creepy about it. So there's a light sensor on the front that adjusts the display brightness and temperature throughout the day, which I really like, because if you have it sitting out someplace, you don't want it to you don't want to have like this like blinding like blue light source in the corner of the room, like in the evening. So this thing, it's sort of it blends into the background, and it makes photos look like really nice. Like it's not in your face, it's not distracting. It just sort of is there, and you can do the photo slideshow thing when you're not using it, or have it be a clock or whatever. And then when you're using it, it has the home view thing built in. Other smart displays are getting that like now-ish, and over the coming weeks and months, I'm sure. But so you can just swipe down from the top at any time, and you can access all of your smart home stuff. And it's clever the way it understands the room that it's in, and will give you, like if you have like smart light bulbs in the same room as the Home Hub, it'll just have a link at the bottom like, hey, do you want to turn the lights on and off? That's the thing that people probably want to do a lot. So you can just tap this button and do that. So that's cool. And you can also you can check all of the cameras you have. If you have like Nest or Arlo or whatever cameras, you can just tap to stream all of those, or you can use your voice. You can just tell the Home Hub that you want to see that camera. And then it kind of has this like modified Google Explore /feed thing on on the home screen, so you can swipe through and see like reminders and news and like YouTube videos that may or may not be relevant to you. But I know for $150, I feel like this is a pretty neat device. It's like the best photo frame you can buy. I don't know if you remember, probably about 8 years ago, the digital photo frame was like the holiday gift.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was buying those pieces of absolute garbage for $100 and giving them to each other at like on Christmas. So you would give somebody a photo frame, they give you a photo frame, and you would both have photo frames. And then you would both go home and plug them in and realize they were terrible, put them back in the box.
My grandparents loved theirs. Man.
You get that sweet VGA photo quality. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, a nice 10-inch 640 display.
Yeah. And it's like the worst like TN panel, so you can't even see your pictures.
Each pixel's large enough to use as a frisbee.
Yeah. Exactly.
But the Home Hub is a great photo frame. I mean, like if you've got like some big life event, like if you're like having a baby or something, like you should buy one of these and send it to your family members who would care about that baby, and you can just like connect it to your Google Photos account, and new photos of the baby will appear. I feel like this is something that grandparents are going to want.
But
a lot.
I just want one because it's awesome.
Can you pick what folder the photos are from?
You can.
Okay.
Yes, you can choose. Yeah, you can choose any folder in your Google Photos library, or just a recent highlights thing.
Yeah. Or it'll just cycle through the Chromecast.
Yeah,
picture.
You can also set it to do the Chromecast generic images if you want, or a clock, or whatever. But yeah, so Home Hub, I think it's pretty good. You should consider buying it,
especially since it's only $20 more than a regular home.
Yeah.
Like if you're planning to get a home and you don't want the speaker.
I wish that there was an audio out. Actually, it just occurred to me like they should just put an audio out on the back of this thing, but it doesn't have one. You have to use the internal speaker.
Oh, that'd be the killer setup is get one of these and hook it up to like a Sonos or something. Yeah.
Actually, what they could also do, and I know that technically this could be supported, they just don't do it. They should let it be able to cast its audio to like a Chromecast audio or whatever else.
I was just going to say that let it cast to a new target.
Wait, doesn't the Home Mini let you? The Home Mini can. Thinking. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just thinking maybe there is a way to do that.
Yeah, because I know on the Home Mini you can choose a Bluetooth speaker as the output for the Home Mini. So does this also do that?
Maybe I would
have. That would be so great if it could. Like it wouldn't be that hard for Google to do.
You'd still have to get a Bluetooth receiver if your speaker is
Bluetooth or Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi direct.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to poke around the settings a little bit and find out. But boy, that would be cool.
And the one thing that really surprised me about the Home Hub that none of the pictures really conveyed, except maybe the one at the end where it's next to the home, is how tiny this thing is. Because I went to a nearby Target a couple of days ago, and they already had a demo unit up. They didn't have them in stock yet, but they had a demo unit of the Home Hub, and it was much smaller than it looked like in all the past pictures.
There is a photo in the review of it sitting next to a regular home.
Yeah, so. I just saw that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not see it before.
Small.
Yeah, it is.
It is smaller than like a Nexus 7.
In all the pictures, it looks like a Nexus 10 on a little stand, but in reality, it's like a 6. It's like a 6-inch tablet. It looks like.
Okay, you know what? I think you actually can in the Home app. You can set a speaker wirelessly to be the output device.
Dude.
So is that Chromecast or is that Bluetooth?
It looks like it supports either. It looks like it says you can either pair a Bluetooth speaker or you can pick another, I guess, a Chromecast compatible.
Set it as your. What about your Home Max?
Yeah, that is an option. That would be a thing. But the Home Max is in my office, and the Hub is downstairs next to the door. The Hub is next to the door, by the way, because it has automatic Nest Hello integration, which is fantastic. As soon as somebody rings the doorbell, it just pops up the video. It's pretty cool.
But wait, so you still have to walk over to the door to see.
Yeah, I don't Like I live in a small house, so like my living room is not. I don't have to like use binoculars to see the other side of my room, Corbin.
I know, no, I know, but like you're still getting up to do that. That seems like the Nest should save you from doing that.
I'm not going anywhere. I look and I see who the person is I'm not going to talk to, and I'm done.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
I just like to know who I'm not talking to.
Mm-hmm.
just on the off chance that it's somebody I actually need to talk to. That's really
delivery signature.
Yeah, that's basically the only time I answer the door. And I always check, like, you know, it's like, do you actually need me to be out there? Because I don't want to.
They'll break your mailbox again if you don't.
Yeah, they probably.
No, but that might be the next thing I buy. It's a home mini. I mean, a home hub.
Yeah, I don't think I really have a use for one, again, because I don't actually have like a whole apartment to myself yet.
It would be in my kitchen. That would be my new kitchen thing.
But Google did get me to buy a home mini last year, even though I didn't really need that either. Because
when they dropped to $30.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You know,
and this thing I think is going to be super cool for the kitchen, because so you can set multiple timers for it and they all show up on the screen at the same time. Ooh.
It is super convenient.
Oh, that's awesome, because I'm usually using my oven and my microwave and my phone.
I always have to like wake up my phone and look at the timers and like see which things, like it's so cool. Like it just has little circular timer countdown things and fit a bunch of them on the screen. It's great.
I need this in my kitchen.
That is cool.
I'm already trying to figure out where I'd put it, which counter I'd put it on.
And I'll say right now, I guarantee this goes down to like $89. Black Friday.
I'm sure. Yeah, Black Friday there are going to be awesome deals on this.
Because it's already been $99
by accident
from Home Depot. No, I don't think that was an accident.
No, I'm pretty sure Home Depot came out and said that was an error, but they were still going to honor it for people that pre-ordered it.
Well, good job, Home Depot.
Yes, it's good.
Because I know Kellen at Droid Life got his for $100.
Yeah, that one went pretty quick.
Yeah, I almost jumped on that myself, but.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, I already have like 2 Google Homes in this one room.
Dude, so I have too many speakers for how many rooms I have.
I know.
Yeah, I have a box of unused Google Homes because I don't have enough places to put them all.
Well, I would love to replace all my Alexa stuff with Homes.
Yeah,
because Alexa isn't as useful to me.
It isn't,
but it really isn't.
Yeah, and especially when you don't have an Echo, because then you get like half the features.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there anything else that we want to complain about or talk about or wish for?
I'm excited for the OnePlus 6T.
Yeah,
I look forward to getting that phone.
I'm gonna click the sub button again, just because I want to see the notch again.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's like on the fence about subscribing, first of all, I don't know why you would be, because I mean, who wouldn't want to pay for this? Second of all, you should do it because the notch animation is great. Corbin slaved over a hot Photoshop for like 3 or 4 hours to make this happen for you.
Yeah,
that's an exaggeration, I think, but
it's accurate. I hand painted each pixel.
Yeah, this is an artisanal notch. Ladies and gentlemen,
Liam would be proud of you.
And you can see it just by subscribing to the podcast.
I actually spent more time making the poorly traced AP pumpkin on the Halloween look than I did the notch.
Nice.
I'm proud of both, though.
I mean, the notch is pretty good. So
the notch will stay there forever. The Halloween one's going away after Halloween.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, do the subscription to the podcast. It is free to you, and it gives us money, and you get to see a notch. So it's a pretty good trade-off. And I guess we'll go ahead and call it for the week. So yeah, that's Twitch TV/Android Police. If you need to get in touch with us, that is podcast@androidpolice.com, and we will catch you next time.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, Jordan.